The morning doesn't feel like morning anymore, just faded light slipping across the floor. I open the curtains out of habit, not hope, like maybe the sky will learn how to cope. Your absence sits in every little sound, even the clock feels slower now. I talk to the room like you might reply, but it only answers with passing time. I used to think the future called my name, now it just echoes the same. It's a horizon without a sign, a finish line I'll never become. I keep walking but not the rise, just endless shapes of a half-lived life. Every road looks like it might lead on, but every direction feels wrong, and I don't know how to move on from a horizon without a sun. Things are still where you left them last, like time forgot to make them pass. A jacket hanging on the back of a chair, a quiet proof you were once here. Even the silence has learned your tone, it sounds like being completely alone. And I replay it's just to feel the weight of something that can't be saved. They say the world keeps turning still, but it doesn't feel real. It's a horizon without a sun, where every promise comes undone. I chase the outline of a light that never breaks into the night. Even hope feels far away, like it left before I could stay. And I'm still learning how to run through a horizon without a sun. Maybe love doesn't always end loud, maybe it just fades into not around. Maybe the hardest kind of pain is nothing left to explain. And maybe I'll learn to stand in a place I don't understand. It's a horizon without a sign, carrying pieces of what we were. In a wild breeze still I try, under an empty patient sky, becoming someone I don't know. And somewhere beyond what I can see, there might be light waiting for me, toward a horizon without a sun. I still carry it in my pocket out of habit, cold metal worn smooth from holding on too long. You gave it to me like it meant forever, like we were a door that couldn't be wrong. Now I stand in front of places we used to be, turning it slowly, hoping it might still believe in me. But nothing clicks, nothing gives way, just echoes of another day. I thought love was something you could keep, not something that disappears in sleep. But I've got a key that fits no locks, just memories and empty talks. It used to open every part of you and me, now it opens nothing I can see. Every turn just reminds me how we don't exist in the same place now. And I don't know what to do with this ache, from a key that fits no locks I make. I tried every door I thought we built, every promise still stained with guilt. But the houses we dreamed of never stood, just sketches of what we thought we could. Your voice still hums inside the metal grain, like it remembers how to say my name. But it can't bring back what time erased, only weight I can't replace. Maybe we were never meant to last, just a future imagined too fast. Now I've got a key that fits no locks, no matter how long I try or talk. It turns in air, it turns in pain, it turns but never opens. find there was maybe I'll learn someday to leave the things that don't belong with me. But I've still got a key that fits no locks. Doesn't you, it doesn't open me. Just the shape of what we used to be. I know I should drop it and walk away, but I still feel used to say, so I keep turning though it never unlocks. A key that fits no locks. One day it might fall from my hand, and off then some love is just meant to be locks. The pictures on the wall still know your name. They whisper it softly through the pouring rain. I leave the hallway light on every night, like somehow you'll return and make it right. The coffee cup you left is gathering dust, just like the promises I learned not to trust. And every room feels bigger than before, since you became a memory behind a closing door. I never knew a silence could be loud, until your goodbye became my only sound. I'm taking breathing lessons in the dark, learning how to live with this hole inside my heart, counting every heartbeat, surviving every scar, trying not to break while you're wherever you are. The moonlight falls where your shadow used to be. Now it's just these empty sheets and broken pieces of me. I'm still fighting tears that leave invisible marks, taking breathing lessons in the dark. The clock keeps moving but I'm standing still, lost between acceptance and impossible. Your voice still lingers in the midnight air, like a ghost that knows I'll always find you there. I trace your name across my aching hands, holding on to something I no longer understand. And every dream becomes another place, where I can still see your smile on your face. I'm taking breathing lessons in the dark, learning how to live with this hole inside my heart, counting every heartbeat, surviving every scar, trying not to break while you're wherever you are. The moonlight falls where your shadow used to be. Now it's just these empty sheets and broken pieces of me. I'm still fighting tears that leave invisible marks, taking breathing lessons in the dark. If love was meant to last forever, why does forever feel so short? You left with all the colors, now I'm painting monochrome. Some nights I swear I hear you call, and reality lets me fall, but even shattered wings remember how to fly, though it hurts to try. I'm taking breathing lessons in the dark, one more night of healing this exhausted heart. Every tear's a river, every memory a star, shining from a distance where the lost things are. And maybe someday I will find the strength to start, but tonight I'm still collecting all the pieces torn apart, till the sunrise finds me stronger than these scars. I'll keep taking breathing lessons in the dark. The pictures on the wall still know your name, but time is teaching me that nothing stays the same. And though your love became a fading spark, I'm still breathing, taking lessons in the dark. I've been scratching your name into the back of my mind, trying to keep what's gone from slipping through time. My hands are tied from holding on to yesterday, while the future keeps pulling me the other way. The flowers on the window still have all turned gray, just like the words you left me on that rainy day. You said forever like you meant every line, now forever feels like a crime. I should have known some vows are made of glass, beautiful until they shatter in your hands. With brittle nails and broken promises, I'm digging through the wreckage of what love once was, trying to find a piece of us survived the fall, but every memory cuts deeper than them all. You left me with echoes and unfinished prayers, a heart full of hope and nobody there. And I'm still reaching for your shadow in the darkness, with brittle nails and broken promises. The mirror doesn't recognize me anymore, there's a stranger standing where I stood before. Every sleepless night leaves another mark, another crack spreading through my heart. I still wear the necklace that you gave to me, though it's become a chain to a memory. I tell myself I'll take it off someday, but not today. Because letting go feels like losing you twice, and some goodbyes demand too high a price. With brittle nails and broken promises, I'm holding on to pieces that don't fit, trying to sew together all the tears you made, but every stitch unravels with your name. You moved on like the seasons always do, while every month still feels like losing you. And I'm still searching through the ruins of our trust, with brittle nails and broken promises. Maybe love was never meant to stay forever. Maybe hearts aren't built to last untouched. But if that's true, then tell me why I still miss you this much. Why every song sounds like your voice, why every road leads back to us. Why the hardest thing I've ever done is accepting that you're with brittle nails and broken promises. I finally run out of reasons to pretend. The truth is love can leave without a warning again. But somewhere beneath these scars and tears, there's a part of me still beating through the pain, though it'll never be the same. So I'll gather what's left of my heart tonight and carry it into the morning light. Still wounded by the things we couldn't fix, colleagues, still haunting promises. There's a cup by the window where you used to sit. The steam disappeared but haven't moved it. Your fingerprints faded from the porcelain white, just like your promises vanished one night. The rain taps softly against the glass, as if it's asking why our love couldn't last. I still hear your laughter in the after the tune. I thought forever was hidden in your eyes, but forever turned into another goodbye. There's cold coffee on a wooden table, a silent witness to a love that wasn't able to survive the distance growing in your heart, while I was holding on as we fell apart. Now every morning feels a little less alive. I'm learning how to miss you and somehow survive. And every lonely shadow in this house reminds me of cold coffee on a wooden table beside me. Your chair still faces mine across the room, like it's waiting for a miracle to bloom. But the clock keeps counting moments you've been gone, while I'm stuck replaying where it all went wrong. I remember your hands wrapped around that cup, the way you things I never thought I'd lose. Now they're the memories that leave the deepest bruise. The hardest part isn't letting go the past, it's knowing I wanted us to last. There's cold coffee on a wooden table, a silent witness to a love that wasn't able to survive the storms we never learned to face. Now all that's left is your empty space. Every sunrise paints another shade of blue. Every heartbeat keeps remembering you, and every tear falls like a story untold beside this coffee that's gone cold. If I could rewind every second we shared, I'd stay a little longer, love a little harder. Maybe then you'd still be here, and these walls wouldn't echo with your absence. But wishes don't change what's already gone, and lonely nights just keep moving on. There's cold coffee on a wooden table, so sitting where we thought we were unbreakable. Now the warmth is gone just like your touch, and I never knew losing you could hurt this much. But someday I'll clear this table clean, put away the ghost and the in-between. Though tonight I'm still lost in the memories we made, with cold coffee on a wooden table. The morning light slips through the blinds, finding pieces of you I left behind. And in the quiet, my heart still waits beside cold coffee on a wooden table. The city's blurred by rain-streaked windows, neon colors melting into streams. The city's blurred by rain-streaked windows, neon colors melt the edge of a dream. The driver asks if everybody's comfortable, a question I don't know how to answer. 'Cause comfort left the night you packed collect your bags and disappear like smoke into the dark. I keep staring at my reflection in the glass, trying to recognize the person looking back. I'm crying in a shared ride share, holding my breath like nobody cares, trying to keep my heartbreak quiet while the city rushes by outside. Got tears falling where nobody can see, among strangers who don't know a thing about me, and somehow that makes it hurt even more, crying in a shared ride share. Every red light feels like a memory, every turn reminds me of your street. I told myself I wouldn't think about you, but your ghost found the empty seat. The radio's playing some love songs softly, the kind we'd sing when it's like shattered glass, and I can't escape it at all. Everyone else is headed somewhere new, while I'm stuck on the road that leads to you. I'm crying in a shared ride share, trying to disappear into the air, wiping tears before they notice, pretending that I'm okay. The city lights keep flashing by like snapshots of a life that died, and nobody knows I'm carrying the weight of 1,000 things I couldn't say. Maybe heartbreak always feels this lonely, even when you're surrounded by people. Maybe grief is just another passenger, quietly riding beside you. And maybe healing starts with surviving nights like this, 1 mile at a time. I'm crying in a shared ride share, I'm crying in a shared ride share, but the road keeps moving even when I can't. Every mile pulls me farther from your door, though my heart still wants to turn around. The driver says we're almost there, but I don't know where there is anymore. I'm just a soul carrying yesterday through streets washed silver by the rain. One by one, the strangers leave. One by one, the strangers them. And when it's finally my turn to go, I step into the night in a shared ride share. The sunlight cuts through the blinds the same way it did before, but it lands on emptier floors than it ever did before. I stop moving things around just to feel less alone. Now even the silence feels like it's grown. There's a shape on the carpet I don't disturb, a memory drawn in invisible words. I can still see where your weight used to land, now just dust patterns where you used to stand. Funny how nothing can feel so loud when it's just absence filling the house. Dust patterns where you used to stand, proof of a life I can't understand. Every grain is a version of us, slowly fading into what was. I trace the outline with trembling hands, trying to hold what time unmeant. And I still believe in some broken way you might step back into that space someday. I don't clean it, I just let it be. Like erasing, you would erase part of me. The air still remembers the shape you made, even when everything else has changed. Your voice doesn't echo, but I swear I hear fragments of you when the night gets near. And I tell myself I moved on, I've planned, but I still see dust patterns where you used to stand. Maybe grief is just learning to live in rooms that refuse to forgive. Dust patterns where you used to stand, a quiet map I never planned, leading me back to the worst of me, the part that still believes you're here with me. Every step I take disturbs the past, every step I take disturbs the past, but the past is the only thing from the last, and I don't know how to understand But tonight I let the light fall through and pretend it still reaches you. Dust patterns where you used to stand, the dust patterns where you used to stand. The house breathes softly, old and worn. Dust patterns where you used to stand. You showed up like spring in a tired sky, soft and uncertain, asking why not try. I was learning how to open again after a winter I couldn't name then. We planted hope in the smallest space between my fear and your patient grace. And for a moment it almost felt like something inside me started to melt. But not every thought me started to melt. But not every thought turns into green. Some warmth arrives too late to mean anything. It was frostbite on the first bloom, love that didn't survive the room. We were fragile in the wrong season, breaking before we had a reason. You touched me where I was still ice, and I didn't know it would cost this price. Now all that grows from what we knew is frostbite on the first bloom. I remember the way you said my name, like you were trying to heal the pain. But I was still made of colder days, still learning how to. I wasn't safe, and I should have warned you I wasn't faith. But you reached out anyway and I let you stay. We mistook survival for being whole, two broken seasons trying to grow. It was frostbite on the first bloom, a love that couldn't find its room. You were sunlight, I was stone, and neither of us could do it alone. We tried to bloom in the wrong light, too early, too soft for the fight. And now I carry what we knew, frostbite on the first bloom. Maybe timing is just another form of fate. Maybe some hearts heal too late. Maybe you weren't wrong to try. Maybe I just wasn't ready to thaw this time. And I still think of what we could have been if we had met in a different way. It's frostbite on the first bloom, a garden that never got to move. I still see your hope in the blue, something we couldn't pursue. You were the spring I couldn't keep. I was too buried in old snow and grief. And all that remains of me and you is frostbite on the first bloom. So I let the garden fade from view, still wishing I was warmer for you. But some love arrives too soon to bloom and dies in frostbite. I stopped leaving lights on in every room, stopped expecting footsteps to break through. Your name doesn't echo the same in my mind, it's fading in pieces a little at a time. I used to talk to you in the dark at night, like you might still answer if I said it right. But the silence changed, it doesn't feel like you, just something that I finally see through. I held on, letting go was a crime, like you were still mine beyond time. Now I'm giving up the ghost entirely, letting your memory stop defining me. No more reaching for a voice that won't reply, no more living in the afterlife. I'm closing the door you never walked through, erasing the shape of me and you. And it hurts, but I finally see I'm giving up the ghost entirely. The mirror doesn't flinch when I look inside, like it's learned to accept what I tried to hide. All the versions of us I used to replay are starting to lose their color and fade. I still miss you in ways I can't explain, but missing you doesn't feel the same. It's quieter now, less sharp, less loud, like stepping out from under a cloud. I thought I'd break if I let you go, but I'm still here even if I'm slow. So I'm giving up the ghost entirely. No more haunting me quietly. No more conversations with the air. No more pretending you're still there. I'm learning the shape of a life without you, something I never thought I'd get through. And it hurts, but I finally see I'm giving up the ghost entirely. Maybe you were never a ghost at all, just a memory I refuse to let fall. Maybe healing is just this, stopping the kiss I still miss. And maybe I don't lose you today, you stay. Now I'm giving up the ghost entirely, letting silence speak kindly to me. Every shadow is fine and no longer yours in my mind. I still ache in a world that's starting to leave the version of us that used to be. Now I'm giving up the ghost entirely. The night feels lighter, strangely new, like it forgot what we went through. And so do I, finally. I carried your life up the narrow stairs, one box at a time like unanswered prayers. Your old guitar, your worn out coat, the book where you left that half-finished note. The attic light flickers like it knows my shame. The attic light flickers like it knows my shame, like it remembers me calling your name. I tell myself it's just temporary space, but I know what I'm doing when I close that case, because letting go feels too final to try. So I keep you somewhere just out of sight. I'm hiding your things in the attic, where the dust turns memory into static. Every box is a version of us I can't delete, stacked above where I still try to sleep. Downstairs I act like I moved on, and I'm not ready for the truth to be tragic. So I'm hiding your things in the attic. Your coffee mug still smells like the past, like mornings I thought were built to last. I wrap it in paper like it might break, like my photograph turned face down in a frame. But even upside down it still knows your name. And I swear I hear you when the house goes still, like you never left against my will. Everyone says time will heal the line, but time just makes me better at lying. So I'm hiding your things in the attic, where the silence feels almost automatic. A museum of everything we used to be, locked away so I don't have to see. I tell myself it's just for now, and moving on feels too dramatic. So I'm hiding your things in the attic. Maybe one day I'll climb those stairs, open the boxes and breathe in the air. Maybe you'll find I survived after all, when I finally let them fall. But tonight I'm still not that strong, still pretending you're not gone. I'm hiding your things in the attic, where love turns quiet and problematic. Every object is a wound I don't undo, a different shade of losing you. And I know I should call it an end, to pretend that forever was never magic. So I'm hiding your things in the attic. The house sleeps under a fragile light, but upstairs you still survive, in boxes I can't unpack yet tonight. I saw your name light up my phone again, like a door I shouldn't open but I let you in. You didn't say much, just I'm doing okay, but I could hear everything you didn't say. You sounded lighter, like you finally found a version of life I couldn't give you now. And I should have hung up, let it fade away, but I stayed, because loving you didn't stop when you left. It just learned how to hurt in my chest. And I hope she loves you better than I did, better than the way I couldn't keep us fixed, better on the day I hope she gives you what I couldn't be, all the parts of love you couldn't find in me. And it breaks my heart to say it, but still, I hope she loves you better than I ever will. I still remember how you used to laugh, like nothing in the world could ever go bad. Now that sound belongs to someone new, someone didn't break you in two. I replay it's like a song on repeat, trying to find where I lost my peace. But some endings don't leave a trace, they just slowly erase. And maybe I was never your home, just a place you outgrew on your own. So I hope she loves you better than I did, better than the nights I couldn't handle it, better when the world got hard to face, better in every empty space. I hope she knows how to stay, not leave, how to give you all you couldn't get from me. And it hurts like hell to finally see, I hope she loves you better than me. But I won't pretend I don't still care, or that I don't wish you were still there. Love doesn't end just because it's gone. Love doesn't end just because it's gone. It just keeps singing a quieter song, and I'll carry you even if I'm not yours, even if I close all the doors. So I hope she loves you better than I did, better than the way I couldn't fix it, better when the silence got too loud, better in every broken cloud. I hope she holds you where I couldn't stay, in every small and perfect way. And I'll let you go, but I won't lie, I hope she loves you better this time. And it'll be okay, eventually maybe, but tonight I still whisper quietly, I hope she loves you better than me. We ran out of words before we ran out of time, left sentences hanging on worn out lines. Every conversation turned into air, like we were talking but nobody was there. I stopped asking what you meant when you looked away, because even answers didn't feel safe. And the truth got tired of being heard, so we let it blur. Not every ending needs a sound, some just settle to the ground. So let the silence have the last word, let it say everything we never could. No more defending what we can't repair, no more pretending love is still there. We don't need closure, we don't need blame, just the quiet learning our names. And if goodbye is all we can afford, let the silence have the last word. I still see you in the way the light falls in, on empty chairs and paper thin skins. The house doesn't echo like it used to do, it just remembers you. I could rewrite every fight we had, try to make it soft to make it less bad. But even forgiveness starts to feel like something less than real. Maybe we said enough before we stopped, and everything after just got lost. So let the silence have the last word, let it carry what we both deferred, all the love we couldn't sustain, all the softness turned to pain. We don't need one more reason why, already said it in every goodbye. And if nothing else can be restored, let the silence have the last word. Maybe peace doesn't come with sound, maybe it's just what's left when no one's around. Maybe healing is finally not trying to speak to something that's already weak. And maybe I don't need you to explain, just to stop adding more to the pain. So let the silence have the last word, let it speak for everything we blurred. No more echoes of what we were, if love is gone, another apology. And if we're done, then let just don't speak, and somehow that says everything we need. The city talks, but I don't hear a word, just fragments of a life that we disturbed. Every face I pass looks almost like you, until it isn't, and I'm lost in the truth. Move through voices like water through hands, trying to hold on to what I can't understand. Your goodbye still hums in my chest, like a song that forgot how to rest. Everybody's speaking, but nothing gets through. Since the day the world stopped, including you. I'm lost in the static of the crowd, drowning in a silence too loud. Surrounded by people who don't see the warrior left inside of me. Every laugh around me feels out of place, like a life I'm watching but can't escape. And I keep searching every face I find for a version of you that's still mine. The traffic lights change like they don't care, red to green like I'm not even there. Couples pass with their hands locked tight, while I rehearse our last goodbye. Even the music from the corner store sounds like memories I can't ignore. It turns every step that I take into a path that leads me back to you. I used to think love made the world make sense. Now it just feels like evidence. I'm lost in the static of the crowd, where every sound is hollow and loud. Trying to breathe a world that moved on before I even knew you were gone. The faces blur into waves of gray, like time forgot how to stay in place. And I'm still calling your name inside this noise that never replies. Maybe grief doesn't look like tears at all. Maybe it's standing while everything falls. Maybe it's smiling so no one sees the pieces breaking quietly. And maybe I'll learn how to be whole again, but not in this version of where I've been. I'm lost in the static of the crowd, but your memory is static of the crowd. Every echo, every sound, every doubt, lost in the static of the crowd. The world keeps talking, I drift through the noise, a face among countless forgotten voices. The rain keeps drawing rivers down my windshield, blurring all the places where we used to be. Street lights flicker like old memories, burning through the dark and back into me. Your favorite song comes softly through the speakers. A ghost riding shotgun the passenger seat, a ghost riding shotgun in the passenger seat. I should turn it off, but I let it play, 'cause heartbreak sounds a little too much like relief. Every mile puts distance on the road, but none between your memory and me. Midnight headlights on wet asphalt, chasing a love that already got lost. Every reflection looks like your face, then disappears without a trace. The city's sleeping while my heart stays awake, driving through the promises we couldn't save. And all that's left of who we are is midnight headlights on wet asphalt. The dashboard glow paints shadows on my hands, hands that once knew exactly how to hold you. Now they grip the wheel like it's the only thing. The radio talks, but I don't hear a word. Just funny how 1,000 moving lights can't brighten up this kind of pain. You said we'd always find our way back home, but some roads only lead to being alone. Midnight headlights on wet asphalt, following a dream that's already dissolved. Every turn reminds me of your name, every exit leads to the same place. The city fades into beautiful until it falls apart. Maybe some hearts keep driving long after they know the destination is gone. And maybe healing isn't reaching the end. Maybe it's learning to keep moving again. Midnight headlights on wet asphalt, still carrying the weight of what we lost. But somewhere beyond these clouds and rain, a different dawn is waiting through the pain. Though tonight your memory rides beside me, and every tear reflects in the glass, I'll keep driving through the darkened scars of midnight headlights on wet asphalt. The storm begins to fade behind me, and the road stretches quietly ahead. But your name still lingers and can't forget, just midnight asphalt. You said you'll be okay before you walked away, like those 4 little words could carry all the weight. You left them on words could carry all the weight. A paper-thin reassurance against a hurricane. Now your side of the closet hangs quiet and bare, but your absence fills every corner of the air. I still reach for your hand in the middle of the night, only to find empty sheets and the fading light. Everybody tells me healing comes with time, but time just gives me longer to miss you. And I'm holding on to paper-thin reassurance, words so fragile they can barely make it through this hurt. You said I'd find a way to mend this broken heart, but your goodbye keeps tearing it apart. I'm building shelter from promises that couldn't stay, trying to believe what you said on your way. But every tear reveals the truth beneath the surface. Paper-thin reassurance is enough to save me. Coffee grows cold while the morning arrives, and I replay our ending 1,000 different times, looking for a reason, a sign I somehow missed, something that explains why it came to this. Your photograph still smiles from the frame on the fall, when the person you need is the person who leaves. I keep reading between lines that aren't even there, searching for love in the empty air. And I'm holding on to paper-thin reassurance, trying to wrap my wounds in delicate words. You swore I'd be stronger after all of this pain, but strength feels so far away. I'm carrying pieces of a dream that disappeared, and fighting battles fueled by memories and tears. Every hopeful sentence bends beneath the weight of a heart that still waits. Maybe you believe the things you said, maybe you were trying to soften the end, but some good intentions break like glass, and some wounds outlive the past. I don't need perfect answers anymore, just a reason not to keep searching for yours. I'm letting go of paper-thin reassurance, of words too weak to hold me through a storm. Maybe healing isn't found in what you said, but in surviving what you did instead. Though your shadow still lingers when the daylight fades, and some scars remain where your loved ones stayed, I'll learn to stand without the promises you gave, even if it takes every ounce of faith. Tonight the wind rattles softly at my door, carrying echoes I can't ignore. But little by little my heart is learning this, some things aren't meant to be fixed by paper-thin reassurance. We walked in like the ground was sure, like every step had something pure. We laughed like we'd never fall through, like the earth beneath was wrong, but something underneath was wrong. But something underneath was wrong, a quiet pull that grew too strong. Every promise felt so light, like it couldn't hold the night. We didn't say it till we tried to stay. How love can give the ground away. This quick soil beneath our feet, smiling while it pulled us underground. You reached for me, I reached for you, but there was nothing solid to hold on to. And every forever we believed was quick soil beneath our feet. We thought it was just a shaky phase, a passing storm of foggy haze, but every step just made it worse. But every step just made it worse. Like we were walking through a quiet curse. Your voice would call, I'd try to run, but gravity had already won. And love became a helpless thing that sank in feeling everything. We should have turned back when we first felt this way, but hope makes the foolish stay. It's quick soil beneath our feet, dressed up like something safe and sweet. We held each other on place to land, just slipping through what we had planned. And all we were was incomplete, on quick soil beneath our feet. Maybe some loves aren't meant to stand, just pass like water through your hands. Maybe we weren't built to last, just echoes of a sinking past. And maybe I should let it go, but I still feel it undertow. 'Cause quick soil beneath our feet, a beautiful impossible to see. We thought we were safe, we thought we were sound, until there was no ground. And now I walk where we once dreamed, still haunted by what solid means. Two hearts that couldn't find retreat from quick soil beneath our feet. And if I close my eyes, I still see the moment we stop being free, somewhere between love and defeat, and quick soil beneath our feet. We were clear once, like glass in the sun, like rivers that didn't know how to run wrong. But something crept in under our skin, a taste of goodbye we couldn't begin to name. You used to feel like rain on open fields, now even your silence is something that stings. And every soft memory I try to drink turns bitter in me. I don't know when we stop being clean, only that love doesn't taste like it used to be. Now there's Salt Carter in the fresher word springs, where everything pure slowly turned into grief. What once healed me now burns when it stings, like truth wrapped up in broken dreams. We were supposed to last like morning light, but we turned into something I can't recognize. And I'm still trying to wash you out of me, but there's Salt Carter in the fresher word springs. Still go back to the place we began, where the world felt small and the future had plans. But even the ground seems to remember your name, like it's tired of pretending it's the same. Your ghost still echoes in the empty trees, and I swear I hear it breeze, but it never brings you back to me. I thought time would dilute the pain, but it only deepened what remains. Now there's Salt Carter in the fresher word springs, every drop of hope tastes like everything we lost. The more I try to clean what's left of us, the more it reminds me what it cost. You were the water I used to need, now you're the reason I can't breathe. And I don't know how to unsee the Salt Carter in the fresher word spring. Maybe love isn't meant to stay untouched, maybe it changes when it's hit too much. Maybe even the purest hearts can break and become something they can't escape. But I still remember where we were before the tide came rushing through the shore. Now there's Salt Carter in the fresher word springs, and I'm drowning in all the remembering. Every sip of the past cuts deeper than it seems, like love turned into something mean. I keep hoping one day I'll be clean from the taste of what we used to mean, but you still flow through everything I see. The Salt Carter in the fresher word spring. And I wonder if I'll ever be free, or if you've become a part of me. Like Salt Carter in the fresher word springs, like Salt Carter in the fresher wings. I wear your memory Every promise that we made still echoes in these halls, like photographs of summer hanging on a winter wall. I thought time would be a doctor, thought it knew how to repair, but every day without you just leaves another tear. I've been pretending I'm okay, smiling through the ache, but every little piece of me is starting to break. I've got stitches pulling at the seams, holding together all these shattered dreams. One memory and I might come apart, 'cause your goodbye still lives inside my heart. And every night I hear your name, like thunder rolling through the rain. No matter how hard I try to move on, the stitches keep pulling since you've been gone. The mirror shows a stranger now, someone tired of being strong. I've memorized the silence where your voice used to belong. The bed feels twice as empty, moon feels twice as cold, and every story that we wrote feels unfinished as it's told. I keep reaching for your shadow, though I know it's not there. Loving you is easy, losing you's unfair. I've got stitches pulling at the seams, holding together all these shattered dreams. One memory and I might come apart, 'cause your goodbye still lives inside my heart. Every road I take leads back to us, to the things we built and turned to dust. And no matter where I run, the pain follows like the setting sun. Maybe healing isn't forgetting, maybe it's learning how to bleed less. Maybe some hearts never fully mend, they just learn how to carry the emptiness. But tonight the weight is heavier, and your absence feels so real. I'm trying to survive a wound that time refused to heal. I've got stitches pulling at the seams, barely holding on to what's left of me. Every tear is another thread undone, every dawn another battle not yet won. But if these stitches finally break, let the pieces fall where they may, because loving you is worth the scars, even if they never fade away. So here I stand beneath the dark, with a cracked and weary heart, still carrying the love you left in me, with stitches pulling at the seams. The city hums like a distant apology, neon bleeding into concrete memory. I'm standing where the trains don't rush anymore, just echoes of footsteps on an empty floor. A vending machine flickers like it's tired too, spitting out nothing that can get me through. Your last message still glows in my hand, but I don't know how to understand. The wind down here forgets your name, but my heart keeps saying it the same. On subway platforms at 4 a.m., I keep replaying where it all went. Every arrival feels like you again, every departure proves you're gone. The rails stretch out like row where I can't stand, and I'm still waiting like I don't know how to end. These subway platforms at 4 a.m. A stranger sits 2 seats away, lost in their own private yesterday. We share the silence like it's a debt neither of us has paid off yet. The speaker crackles, call me will ever change. I used to leave it alone like I always do. Even the clocks have stopped pretending, like they know there's nothing worth mending. On subway platforms at 4 a.m., the city forgets what I once was then. Every tunnel looks like your eyes again, every light just fades to black. I trace your ghost in the tiling glass, and I keep standing where you left me in these subway platforms at 4 a.m. Maybe love doesn't end with goodbye, maybe it just dissolves over time, into stations we never return to, into names we stop trying to find. And maybe I'm not waiting for a train at all, platforms at 4 a.m. I finally understand what silence meant. Not the absence of sound, but of where you went, without leaving a trace behind. The announcements fade into the air, but nothing they say brings you back here. And I let the night take what's left of me on these subway platforms at 4 a.m. The first light breaks through the tunnel's end, but I don't know if I'll go or stay again. Just another soul the city won't name at subway platforms at 4 a.m. The lights are low, the house is still, and I can almost hear what I can't feel. Your name drifts through the quiet air, like you're still somewhere in here. I turn the pillow to the colder side, where memory hides when I close my eyes. And I lie here counting what I've lost, trying not to count the cost, because night makes everything too real, and I don't know how to heal. It's the final sigh before sleep, when the silence gets too deep, and I start pretending I'm okay as the world slowly fades away. I let the memories come and go, like waves I used to know, and I drift where I can't deny the final sigh before sleep at night. The ceiling holds 1,000 thoughts of every battle love once fought, and I replay your goodbye in slow motion, like a prayer without devotion. But some pain refuses to let go. It doesn't scream, it doesn't break, it just stays awake. And I wonder if you ever feel the way I still feel real. In the final sigh before sleep, where the lonely endless meet, I stop fighting what I can't change, and learn your absence by name. The world goes dark, but I still see what we used to be, and I let it all come by in the final sigh before sleep tonight. Maybe healing isn't loud or bright, maybe it's just surviving night by night. Maybe letting go doesn't mean you stop seeing the in-between, and maybe I'm not breaking anymore, just learning what the silence is for. It's the final sigh before sleep, where the heart gives up its keep, and I no longer try to run from a love that's come undone. I close my eyes and finally find a softer place inside my mind, where I can breathe and not deny the final sigh before sleep goodbye. Somewhere between dream and pain, I whisper your name again, of the final sigh before sleep. It's 2 a.m. and the house is asleep, but my heart keeps wandering where it shouldn't be. I stand barefoot on the kitchen tile, stare into the cold white light for a while. Half a bottle water, leftovers untouched, the same things that have been here for months. I don't know what I'm looking for anymore, but I keep opening that door. Maybe I'm hungry for something I can't name, or maybe I'm just missing you again. In the glow of an open fridge, I see shadows of the life we lived. Tiny piece of us in every room, still hanging in the silence you left behind. The whole world's dark, this little light remains, like a stubborn memory, refusing to fade. And I stand here searching for something to fix, in the glow of an open fridge. In the glow of an open fridge. Your favorite takeout menus tucked in a drawer, I should have thrown it away long before. But letting go feels harder than it seems when every object keeps your fingerprints. The magnets on the door still hold old notes, faded reminders of ordinary hope. Funny how the smallest things survive long after goodbye. I never thought a kitchen could feel this large, or that loneliness could echo this far. In the glow of an open fridge, every memory becomes a little more vivid. The way you'd laugh, the way you'd lean on me, the way forever sounded so easy. Now all I hear is the hum of the night and the ache of a love that's out of sight. Still looking for answers that don't exist in the glow of an open fridge. In the glow of an open fridge. Maybe healing starts in moments like these, not with grand revelations or dramatic slips. Every promise, every kiss, every plan we made, floating through this pale blue haze. The light spills out across the floor like a path leading somewhere I can't go. And though I know you're not come back to this, I still linger for a minute longer. Then I close the door and the light disappears. I keep standing in the glow of an open fridge. We built it from nothing but late night plans, two shaken hearts and unsteady hands. Paint still fresh but the foundation thin, like we never really knew where to begin. At first it stood like it knew our names, but little by little it started to change. Doors wouldn't close the way they used to do, and every room felt less like me and you. I thought it was weather, thought it would pass, but some things aren't meant to last. It was the house that slanted south, leaning into everything we left unspoken out loud. Every wall we didn't fix in time became the reason we fell behind. We tried to live in a structure already gone, holding on while the corners went wrong. And love can't stay where it's unsafe to stand, in the house that slanted south. The windows cracked where we stopped seeing eye to eye, reflections breaking every alibi. You slept on one side, I stayed on the floor, like we were strangers renting the same war. Even the silence had a crooked tone, echoing louder when we were alone. And I started noticing how the light couldn't fix what was wrong inside. We told ourselves it was just a phase, but houses don't heal from neglect and haze. It was the house that slanted south, every promise slipping further out of our mouths, rearranging what couldn't align, trying to save what time declined. But gravity doesn't care about trying, and some love stories are just slow dying. We stayed too long where we should have walked out, the house that slanted south. Maybe we weren't broken all at once, maybe we just forgot how to adjust. Maybe love needs more than staying still to survive the hill. And maybe leaving wasn't failure at all, maybe it was the only way not to fall. So I left the house that slanted south, with dust in my lungs and your name in my mouth. Every step away felt like learning to breathe, after years of holding what couldn't be. Now I see it from a distance sometimes, a crooked shape against straight lines. And I finally understand what we were about, a house that slanted south. And I don't live there anymore, but part of me still checks the door. The sheets still remember the shape you made, like memory stitched into fabric and fade. I smooth it out, but it comes back the same, a quiet outline that still knows your name. And I tell myself I'm getting better at this, but I still reach for a ghost in the dark I miss. Funny how absence can take up space, louder than anything you used to say. There's an indent on your side of the bed, where all of unfinished words are left. It still holds the weight of your goodbye, like you never really left my life. And every night I pretend I'm alone, but the bed disagrees when the lights are gone. You're still here in the quiet instead, and the indent on your side of the bed. I tried changing the pillows and turn it round, but the memory always settles back down. Like the mattress learned your shape too well, like it refuses to forget you fell. I talk to the ceiling like it might reply, as if it remembers you sleeping nearby. Maybe love doesn't leave with sound or flame, maybe it just rearranges the pain. There's an indent on your side of the bed, still holding the life we never said. Every wrinkle feels like a trace of the version of us I can't replace. I lie awake where you used to be, trying to teach my heart to believe that you're not just resting here in my head. And the indent on your side of the bed, maybe one day it'll flatten out, and I won't look for you when I turn around. Maybe time will unlearn your name and soften the shape of this quiet pain. But tonight it still feels like you've stayed in the folds that refuse to change. There's an indent on your side of the bed, and it's the only place you've not fully left. I trace it like a map back to us, even though it's just dust and trust. And I know I should learn to let go instead, but I still sleep beside what we left unsaid, still holding on to what's long been dead. And the indent on your side of the bed, I turn off the light and pretend I'm fine, but the bed still remembers your outline, and so do I. The mailbox is overflowing again with letters I wrote but never sent, stacked like apologies I can't say out loud, falling through the slot and spilling out. Some I dated weeks ago, some I wrote just to let you know that I'm still here, still holding on, even though you've already gone. I keep thinking you might come back through, so I never stop writing to you. Now the mailbox is overflowing with all the words I kept from going. Every page is a version of me, still stuck on what we used to be. I keep feeding it hope and pain, like maybe you'll read it someday, but nothing ever comes back through, just the mailbox overflowing with you. There's a letter where I almost said goodbye, but I folded it up 1,000 times, because endings feel too real to send when I still pretend it's not the end. The paper's soft from too much touch, from holding feelings that hurt too much, and I swear I hear your reply in the wind, but it never comes from within. Every stamp is a silent plea for a version of you who still writes to me. But the mailbox is overflowing with everything I keep from knowing, truths I bury in ink and ink, so I don't have to stop and think. I check it like a light might change its mind, like time might turn and rewind, but it stays the same, quietly showing the mailbox overflowing. Maybe I don't want answers at all, maybe I just don't want the fall of finally knowing you won't reply to every please don't say goodbye. And maybe silence is its own kind of sound that keeps me from coming down, that keeps me from coming down. So the mailbox is overflowing, and I'm still writing without knowing if anyone is on the other side of all the words I never tried. Every letter is a little more true than the life I'm living without you. And I don't know when I'll stop or how, but the mailbox is overflowing now. I walk past it in the fading light, still hoping for a sign tonight. 3 in the morning, the room is still, but my mind keeps running against my will. Your side of the bed is cold as stone, and somehow a crowded world feels alone. The clock on the wall keeps counting regrets, marking the moments I wish I'd forget. I close my eyes, but you're all I find, a ghost living rent-free inside my mind. I keep swallowing words I never got to say, while your memory keeps finding ways to stay. And all I hear is the sound of my teeth grinding, trying to hold together what you're leaving behind in me. Every night is a war that nobody sees, just me in the silence bringing me to my knees. You moved on like the seasons changing, but my heart's still stuck where you stopped loving me. And the only thing louder than this aching inside is the sound of my teeth grinding. I still know the pattern of your favorite shirt, the little details somehow make it hurt worse. Your coffee mug waits where you left it last, a tiny monument to a vanished past. Everybody says that time will heal, but time can't erase what I still feel. It just teaches pain to wear a better disguise, while tears learn to hide behind tired eyes. I laugh when I'm supposed to, smile on cue, but every quiet moment leads me back to you. And all I hear is the sound of my teeth grinding, holding back the words that keep reminding me of the life we planned, of the dreams we drew, of the version of forever that included you. You left without taking all of your memories, now they're scattered like broken glass through me. And the only thing louder than this empty house tonight is the sound of my teeth grinding. Maybe heartbreak isn't loud at all, maybe it whispers through bedroom walls. Maybe it's the tension in a clenched jaw, the weight of missing someone who doesn't call. Maybe love doesn't leave in a single goodbye, maybe it lingers in the places we hide. And all I hear is the sound of my teeth grinding, as another sleepless night slowly unwinds in me, trying to survive the shape of your absence, trying to breathe through all this loneliness. One day this pain may finally loosen its hold, these restless nights may let me go. But until then, when the world falls silent, I'll be listening to the sound of my teeth grinding. The sunrise creeps through the blinds once more, finding me exactly where I was before. Still loving someone I can't stop finding in the sound of my teeth grinding. I tried to erase it when the cracks first showed, when words got sharp and the air got cold. But we were too proud to call it what it was, two tired hearts running out of trust. Now the silence comes like a slow collapse of every promise we built from scraps. And I hold my peace like it's something earned after every lesson we never learned. I wanted peace, but I waited too long. Now even surrender feels wrong. And the white flag is already soiled, drenched in everything we spoiled. I can wave it high, but it won't look clean, not after everything we've been. There's no victory left to claim, just echoes calling out our names. And what was meant to save us both is stained with the broken oath. I still see us in the kitchen light, fighting over nothing just to be right. You turn away, I'd stay too long, both of us knowing we were wrong. Now I rehearse what I should have said, while you exist somewhere ahead. And every version of each feels like a softer form of goodbye. We didn't fall in one clean break, we just dissolved from the weight. And the white flag is already soiled from battles neither of us avoided. I can't pretend it still means peace when it's soaked in what we used to be. No truth can undo the past, no surrender makes love last. And I'm left holding what remains of a war that learned my name. Maybe we were never enemies, just two people losing symmetry. Maybe love doesn't always survive. Even when boys are fried, and maybe laying it down too late is still a kind of fate. So the white flag is already soiled, like hope that's been overtoiled. I lived it now, but it's too late to save what we both gave away. There's no ending that feels right, just quieter nights without the fight. And I finally say what it's like to be surrendered but not set free. I let it fall from my hands tonight. It doesn't look like peace, just tired light. And everything we couldn't mend finally comes to an end. There are two cups still sitting by the sink, half full of nothing, I don't wanna think. One has your lipstick on the rim, faded like the chances we had with him. The water's gone cold, the light's gone dim, but still haven't brought myself to clean up them, because scrubbing them down would mean it's true. Last Tuesday was the last of you. It's funny what the mind refuses to erase when it can't accept the shape of change. Unwashed cups from last Tuesday, holding on to what we couldn't say, stuck in the quiet of a kitchen that won't move on. Like time forgot we were already gone. Every stain feels like a photograph of the life we had but couldn't have. And I'm still here going through the motions with unwashed cups from last Tuesday's emotions. Your sweater's still draped over the chair, like you just stepped out and might come back there. The TV's paused on a show we liked. The TV's paused on a showy night. Even the fridge hums your favorite tone, like it learned the sound of when you were home. And I move around like a stranger in space, trying not to look at your empty place. They say grief gets easier over time, but they don't all know what's left behind. Maybe moving on starts with small things, like dish soap and letting go of everything. But I'm still learning how to survive a house that remembers you being alive. And maybe one day I'll wash them clean and finally accept what you mean. But for now it's unwashed from last Tuesday, and a heart that doesn't know what to do with stay. Every bubble in the sink feels like a goodbye. I'm not ready to clarify, so I let the water run, let the silence say what I can't face in a better way. And I live inside what I can't undo, the unwashed cups from last Tuesday and you. The kitchen light flickers low and blue, like it remembers you too.